demanding new things and new ways to do things. Without research, our demands would go completely unrecognized. Research is what gets us, as the human race, farther. Research is the product of curiosity, which is something we all have. We get curious, we question things, and then we want to know all that there is to know. So what comes next? Always research. Without this curiosity and without this research, our society would fall flat. To thrive, to flourish, is to gain knowledge.
Merci, Georges. Maintenant, je me tourne vers Ricardo. Ricardo, how do you reconcile the idea or the tension between interdisciplinarity and specialization on the other hand?
Thank you. If I can speak to the challenge in our sectorial group of psychology, it primarily tends to attract more clinicians, psychotherapists, who may not be as interested in research. And that is one of the challenges for our sectorial group. However, I wanted to point out that I was present at the Liverpool meeting that was organized, I believe, at Hope University with Assis, and all the sectorial groups from throughout IFCU were brought together, and I was able to meet with other sectorial groups, and I think that was an incredible opportunity to begin this discussion of interdisciplinarity. In terms of my research, how I've tried to live this goal is I was involved with the Youth Cultures worldwide study on the values of young people who attend Catholic universities. It was published, I believe, a couple years ago, and I was on the scientific review board, and I happened to also oversee the data collection for my university, Loyola Marymount in Los Angeles. And so how I tried then to live the mission of research and interdisciplinarity is that I took that data and I now have involved my students in having them pose questions about themselves, because the study comprises first year and fourth year university students attending Catholic universities. And I'm pleased to say that that I've actually published already 2 articles in the Educa journal that is published by the Assis sectorial group. So that's my contribution.
Thank you, Ricardo. But now we can move forward to the question, as we are in presence of some representatives of sectorial groups. And now, concretely, according to your experience, which problems have you faced or are you still facing as far as research is concerned in the functioning or in the objectives or in the results you are getting?
Sí, para mí el problema principal es la falta de participación. Tenemos una red extraordinaria y cuesta mucho que la gente participe. Estamos intentando resolver ese problema, por un lado, intentando anunciarlo más para que llegue a los investigadores. Tenemos la sensación de que las informaciones sobre nuestras reuniones no llegan a los responsables de los departamentos de ciencias sociales de nuestras universidades, eso por un lado. Y por el otro medio para atraer a más investigadores a estas reuniones es la calidad de los resultados de las investigaciones, procurar que cada vez las reuniones sean más útiles y tengan un beneficio mayor para cada uno de los investigadores y, por tanto, para el conjunto de la red.
John?
Yeah. Well, just before answering the question, I'd like to side note, just to give you a report on what you have been doing in the 18 years of existence of ComUCAP. So we had a couple of major events. I mentioned Paris, Mexico, Manila, Johannesburg, and Bogota last year. And other medium-term events in Madrid, Melbourne, Nairobi, and Boston College in the last 3 years. And what we feel now at ComUCAP is that we need to move ahead. And the step ahead is precisely in the realm of processing research. Because we have those fantastic events. But what I'm noticing very often is that people, beginning with rectors and deans, is that they say, I don't know you. Who are you? Well, some say, I don't care about you. I also tell you, I have people that say, I don't care about you. It's fine. But if we are going to do network, if we are going to take seriously the challenge of research and overcoming the reality that the classement intellectual, then I think one of the things that I think we need is to think through the terms of the problem. Obviously, we live in times of social, political, and ecological crisis. But I wonder if those are the most fundamental crises that we have to face. I think that the most fundamental crisis, regardless of the extreme importance of all this, migrations and all the other, is on the one hand anthropological. Do we know who we are? We, in our Catholic institutions, do we have really clear ideas of what we teach our students about who is a human being? What does it imply? What does it mean to be a human person, created in the image and similitude of God? And then I think that we also have an epistemological crisis. People, I mean, we have millions of articles published every year, millions and millions of books that no one reads, many times, because we are desperate about indexation. Well, is that the most important thing that we, as people sent by God through the church to the world, to the servers of God, we should care in the first place? I'm not saying that those things are not important. What I'm saying is that we need to think through the terms of our problem. And this is what I think CommuCap, as the research group for philosophy, is called to do. But we'll not do it if we don't have the support of the universities. We have about 40 members. Some don't show up for years and years and years. And I notice how difficult it is just to get people involved. I make an appeal to you rectors, to you vice rectors, whatever. Know that this group exists. We are not the best, but we try to do seriously something about what I think is one of the most ecological measures we need in our time. Philosophy, my dear colleagues, is a species endangered. Seriously endangered. We are losing the millennial contribution of philosophy, of reflection for human culture and human civilization. And it depends on us. It depends on us if we are going to do something about it or not. If we let it go the drain of history, but if we do, let's be conscious of the consequences. And I think that the major consequence is that the anthropological and the epistemological and spiritual crisis of our time will just go deeper.
Thank you, John. But now I'm turning to George, please.
Yeah. In the research policy of Catholic universities, research is not carried out, couldn't carried out apart from the needs of the society, of the people, educated people, society, and the church. The major objective of research is to serve the human person in all its dimensions. Catholic universities, which are utterly dedicated in the service of society, can in no way be content to consume the knowledge of others. They are called to produce knowledge. Hence, the research is not optional, but mandatory. The Catholic University is not only a place of transmission of knowledge, but especially, in particular, a place of formation of the human being. And training cannot be done without research and without initiation into research by research.
Thank you, George. But now, turning to Ricardo, network, okay, but why IFCO network rather than other network?
Yeah, so maybe it's always good to start at home. And for example, the social science sectorial group, there exists a separate psychology sectorial group. We are a social science. And so, I mean, now that I know who you are, I'd love to chat later to begin a dialogue about how can we work together. We organize international congresses in psychology every 2 years, and that is quite a energy drain for many of us. The next one, by the way, is in Christ University in India in October of this year. And so I'd like to begin and then continue this conversation. But I would like to address a point that was made earlier about that information from IFCO in general is not getting to the people or to the constituents that need to receive it, right? So for example, I believe the current methodology is a letter is sent to the rector or the president's office. Then it disappears, right? Some rectors will forward it to an appropriate dean or an appropriate provost, who then trickles it down to perhaps the departmental level. And so, so I think I would like to suggest to Madame Gilles to consider, developing some kind of database that goes beyond just the rector and president's offices in order to drill down to the constituents that need to be found.
Merci Ricardo. Ce que vous venez d'évoquer pose alors une autre question, qui est la question, et je voudrais rebondir sur ce que disait John tout à l'heure, il y a tellement de publications aujourd'hui, dans quelque domaine que ce soit, disciplinaire, spécialisé ou interdisciplinaire, que la question se pose d'une part de la diffusion de l'information pour qu'elle arrive, pour mobiliser la participation, mais d'autre part, de l'autre côté, c'est la question de la diffusion des résultats de la recherche. Et à cet égard, il y a une véritable tension, à nouveau, entre les demandes des autorités académiques, de la plupart des universités, d'avoir des publications dans des revues spécialisées qui n'acceptent que des publications spécialisées, et des résultats de groupes qui s'adressent aussi, mais qui s'adressent parfois dans des dimensions interdisciplinaires et qui doivent alors prendre d'autres supports. Donc la question que je pose ici alors aux participants est de dire comment voyez-vous la possibilité de sortir de cette tension entre l'appel à des publications spécialisées, mais qui ne rencontrent pas spécialement la production de haut niveau aussi des groupes sectoriels ou des recherches collectives. John.
Merci. Je voudrais bien dire quelque chose qui me semble très important. Un des problèmes que je vois dans le monde d'aujourd'hui, c'est le problème de la monopolisation de la vie intellectuelle. Ça, c'est un problème général que je pense est très relevant pour la question de la recherche. Quels sont les pouvoirs qui contrôlent nos vies, nos travaux, nos productions? En disant ça, ça c'est la raison justement pour laquelle dans les derniers 3 ans, nous dans la CommuCap sommes dans le procès de fonder une nouvelle revue comme plateforme pour la publication. Mais ça, c'est pas facile, c'est pas facile. Et en fait, la grande difficulté, c'est parce que la revue pourrait exister déjà, c'est ça le problème. Mais à mon avis, quand on fait la création de quelque chose, la grande question est quelles sont les conditions pour la permanence, pour la continuité. Et ça, c'est la raison pour laquelle nous ne l'avons pas encore. Parce qu'il faut penser à fond la dimension du problème en termes de publication. À mon avis, il est clair qu'il faut produire et publier des choses qui méritent d'être publiées. Ça, c'est un des minimums standards. Mais ça ne veut pas dire que si on publie est publié dans cette, bon, je ne veux pas nommer des maisons éditrices, pour ça, on est meilleur que si on publie. Non, ce n'est pas vrai. Et on doit faire, à mon avis, dans la dimension catholique de ce problème, qui est notre problème ici, de travailler au sens de permettre quality, high quality, without subservience to values and decision processes of decision-making that are not the processes of decision-making of a community, of a communal like the church.
Ok. Georges, peut-être.
Bon, et certainement dans le même sillage d'analyse. Vous savez donc, le grand problème auquel nous sommes confrontés de nos jours, c'est produire une recherche scientifique certainement d'une très haute qualité, mais à telle enseigne que la société en est entièrement déconnectée. Donc, quel serait l'impact justement de cette recherche d'une trop haute qualité donc, sur la société? Parce que la recherche est conçue justement pour être au service de la promotion de la société. Et certainement, nous veillons sur la qualité, donc nous haussons la barre, mais comment communiquer ce savoir? Donc ça ne sert à rien finalement de faire de recherche et de mettre la recherche sur les étagères